I don't know, it sounds awesome.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I'm
sure.
reminded you don't know Buffy. You don't know that episode.
Oh yeah. Oh,
True, that is
not
true.
everyone knows Buffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Dahia,
to be fair, I
yeah.
don't think anyone was actually possessed technically.
Well, from a
Spoiler alert.
specific point of view, you are right.
Well, they were possessed by his awesomeness thing, I think.
Still a demonic possession.
Sure, it was demonic possession, but they were not possessed by the demon. Anyway, we're alive! Hooray! So,
Yoo-hoo!
by definition, the argument is over and I win. Um, all right, so we are back. Welcome everyone who has been watching. I think there's about two of you. Um, so this is the third and final session of the Inconceivables, our Eberron multi-shot set in this tower, city of towers, Sharn. So last couple of sessions, um, the group was approached by their old friend Aldain, who asked them and hired them to retrieve schematics and the person who made the schematics. They had nobody knew at that time what the schematics were. After some investigation, going through places such as Petrolife and Ophelia's house, the person they were who made the schematics, who they were also trying to find. They found Ophelia dead in a warehouse where they fought a group of gnolls. These gnolls were hired by the House Vale, specifically by Eliajos Irvale, who was and still is a famous fashion designer in Sharn. Uh, to everyone's surprise, Gred knew everything about that. Um, and they figured out that Eliajos was trying to sell the schematics at his fashion show later that night. And so they infiltrated the fashion show using using some help from their contacts in the city. Um, having kind of, well, succeeded or failed, they managed to acquire the schematics and got themselves thrown out, but still with schematics in hand since nobody noticed them taking it. Um, and well, that's pretty much where we left off. Um, so you pretty much just cross the bridge that leads to House Vale's sort of mansion, where Dahia is waiting for you, having essentially just been securing your gear that you could not take with you. Um,
I double check if everything is still there.
it's
Good point.
Yeah.
well, I'll allow Cake to decide.
I wouldn't have gone through. I would have gone through your stuff. It might not be where you last left it, but everything will still be there.
Fair enough. Um, however, you do notice one thing. At the time, um, still, Dart has not returned. She's still in the mansion. Still being watched, as I recall. However, Pix had managed to. Oops. Pix had managed to open up a window for you. So you have an escape route, but you also still have that task set by Delvor about finding that cloak. You're at the top floor of the mansion, being watched by the Warforged captain, another Warforged, and Eliajos' private butler. The hobgoblin butler. Yeah.
I would like to try to get out. Get out of through the window.
Yeah,
And
the window is open. They
yeah.
really don't have any means of reaching you.
So get out and try to just go up.
Okay.
And carry myself back over because I want to come back down and then where nobody can come back down when nobody can see me. Turn back into my alternate personality, the blonde pop singer looking musician lady, and go back in.
All right.
Like I don't know what's going on and I'm ready to play more.
Okay, so you have make a perception roll for me.
9.
Okay. It's risky. There is a person. There are the 3 balconies below. There's one balcony straight below the window that you just left from. However, there is a single person leaning against the rail with a glass of wine. Pardon? Okay, so everything seems to have frozen. Dang it. Yeah, everything froze. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Technical difficulties. Yay. Yay.
Better?
So
yeah.
everything is normal back.
Okay.
Okay, so. Okay.
I was going up in the balcony. There was Warforged on the balcony. That's the last night.
There's a person down on the balcony, not a Warforged, an elf.
Okay.
Male elf, leaning on the rail. It's that is probably your best entry point. The other 2 balconies have more people.
Okay. Do I recognize the male elf as anybody? Or?
You do not. It's one of the noble people or one of the richer families that are just for the fashion show.
Okay. I guess what I'd like to do is go up to the roof. And if there's nobody up there, transform back into the pop star, run to an edge, jump off, feather fall. Well, look down first and make sure there's nobody down there, and then jump, use feather fall to land softly and go back in.
Okay. All right. So, funny thing, This mansion is not the top floors of the
Oh,
tower.
that's right. Yes.
So there's actually possibly another mansion above, another 4 floors. So there's maybe, let's say, yeah, there's just that 4 floors above the mansion, Eliajos' mansion.
Sure.
To the
I'll
roof.
try to stealthily turn back into the pop star on the balcony with the male elf then.
Okay. Make a stealth roll.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a 1, by the way, for the 4 total.
Is that a 4?
It's a 4 with a natural 1.
It's a natural 1. Okay. In that case, I'm not gonna roll even. So you appear right as the elf is turning around and seeing you form out of the mist, and just is shocked a little bit. But let's
I'd like to do the motion, the shush motion,
make
and
a
see how he reacts.
persuasion roll.
Sure. 6.
6. Yeah. He calls out, "Guards! Guards!"
I'll just say, "Oh, we could have been friends," and then I'm gonna jump off the balcony and do feather fall.
Okay. In that case, you're probably going to land a fair distance below. You could possibly jump over to the service entrance, but or otherwise you are just gonna keep falling.
I'll try to make it over to the serpent's entrance. I guess.
Okay. That would be an athletics roll.
7.
7.
Man, those rolls.
I wish I had physical dice to roll because
Yeah. Okay. You're not gonna make it to the service entrance.
Sure.
Just short. You fall down. You can cast feather fall to break your fall, but otherwise, you're going to land some floors below.
Sure. I guess I'm just gonna. I'll look around real quick. Did anybody see me land here? Is the elf guy still watching?
The elf guy is still watching. Yes.
Okay, then I'm just gonna take off into the night.
Okay. The rest of you, what are you going to be doing?
They're filling me in, or what happened?
Yeah, let's not do that here, though.
No, it's good.
Yeah, let's go, and I take off that cloak and stow it away
Oh
for the
yeah,
moment.
you still have that fancy cloak.
Yep,
Yep.
I have written it down somewhere. Glamour Weave cloak.
Yeah, glamour weave cloak. That's a very nice one. It's probably one of the cheaper brands, but still, very nice one.
Are you gonna keep that or?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could make me an offer.
Okay. How much do you want for it? 10 gold.
How much are you willing to give for that?
Okay, 20.
Ashtari can make an intelligence roll.
What do I have in intelligence? It's straight intelligence.
Yeah, straight intelligence.
21.
21. Okay. You know that even the cheapest brands of glamour weave clothing is at least 100 gold.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say yes to 20 gold.
Yeah, but Gred wouldn't know though. So he wouldn't know how much they're worth. Just that he likes them.
Yeah.
We will talk about it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we go back to the broken mug? Maybe.
Yeah, I hope
See if-
that is okay.
Yeah. I'm sure she'll meet us there.
Okay, so are you going back to the broken mug or are you going back to the Rhodes Cross Inn?
To our pub, the broken mug first, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
We need to decide what we're gonna do with these plans. Are we just gonna give them back to Aldain? Or...
I want to first study it then,
Yeah.
till we can decide what we do with those plans.
I
And
think that's
also,
a good idea.
I want to cast Disguise Self on me.
Okay. How are you going to get there? Are you gonna walk or are you going to take
Sky
a skyboat?
taxi.
Sky taxi. Okay.
We'll walk a few bridges
Blocks
or
away.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
Which is, yeah.
The four of you can make a perception roll.
Okay. 14.
11.
I got 24.
Nice.
Rolled a 19.
And Danny?
13.
13. Okay. Okay, so well, everything looks fine. Everything seems fine, except that Gred notices that you are being followed.
Guys, we're being followed by someone.
I lean forward to our cab driver.
Okay. Yes.
I'll give you 1 platinum if you lose them. And I point at our followers.
For sure thing. An elderly half-orc steps on it, sort of.
And I'll put the 1 platinum piece next to him.
Yeah. By the way, Sky Taxi at night costs an 2 gold pieces.
No problem, Gret has the money.
2 gold.
2
Yeah.
gold. Yeah.
No problem.
There's a late night tax. So
The late night taxi?
the late night taxi. Taxes.
The taxi tax.
Yeah.
It's really taxing, isn't it?
Oh god.
Yeah, I'll
You're
text
gonna
you
keep
about
talking.
it.
Very good.
Okay, so as the sky notice, however, that skyboats don't actually move that fast. The reason why it moves faster than walking is that you don't have to take all those stairs, get through those bridges, find the right turn or anything like that. It just goes straight between the towers. But the Sky Taxi is still not all that fast. However, there you can see someone is running after you, and soon enough you can see, well, him disappearing in the distance before several boats come
Keeping an eye
around
out,
the
do we
corner.
recognize him?
You can make a perception roll, another one.
That was a dirty 20.
Yeah. Well, you don't recognize him per se. You recognize him as he's wearing a cloak over what seems to be more like mercenary clothes of a specific brand. He is well dressed, well decorated. Having stayed outside the fashion show, you probably saw a couple of those guards outside.
Okay.
And you would probably recognize them as working for the House Kenneth.
Okay. I relay what I saw to the others as well.
Okay, so you guys remember that you saw a person of House Kenneth with Eliajos earlier in the evening. Dart, you are moving some other way. I think you're going.
Yes.
You're going the other way, actually. So, how are you going to get to the broken tankard?
I'm just gonna continue on foot, and I would cast Expeditious Retreat and just
Dart.
really be darting.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So you guys see, let's say, 2 boats approaching from one side. They are a good distance behind you, but it is a sort of a, well, it is sort of a chase. So I did not bother with finding the chase rules of D&D, but I am going to make a roll. He is going as fast as he can, and he is kind of trying to avoid any obstacles while still turning and twisting. And so he is going. So I'm going to have him make a wisdom roll. If he fails the roll, there's a, well, the boat takes damage, and you have a chance of either falling down or falling overboard. So you asked for him to go as fast as he could.
Yep.
We asked him to lose them. To lose someone doesn't mean necessarily that you have to go fast.
You asked an old man to lose them. His idea of losing them is going fast. Well, you made that roll. Good for you. You're not going to crash, at least.
I know.
For now. But they are getting closer. This goes on for 20 minutes or so before you can see darting around the corner. You can you can actually see where your allies in a boat going, well, still not very fast, but still faster than you've seen most skyboats. You can make a perception roll if you like.
Sure. 6.
6. Okay. So you can see out in the distance 2 boats giving chase to these 4 allies of yours. And they seem to be going a bit faster than they are, so they are catching up.
Can we shoot them?
They're still not in range. You got a fairly good head start.
Okay.
When you say in range, how far are they away?
Let's say about 100 feet.
Damn it.
Does that mean they're within
No,
100
but
feet of me
they're-
as well?
From your point of view, you're slightly ahead of their boat, so you are there maybe 120 feet.
That's actually exactly within the range of Chaos Bolt.
Okay.
And also, please let me know when they're in range of 90 feet.
Okay.
And it is clear that they're chasing my friends, right?
They are going fast and they're going the same direction.
Okay. Yeah, then I will cast that at their boat.
Just randomly attack a boat.
Okay. So are you going to attack one or?
I'll just go for one right now.
Okay.
An AC 13.
That actually misses.
Okay.
Does not hit. And just as they are flying by you, two more boats appear from around the corner.
Oh shit.
Andreas, they are actually closer than the other ones. They are within 90 feet.
And it's clear that they have ill intentions towards two, right?
Make an insight check.
22.
Okay, yeah, they have weapons drawn, and it looks like they the boats seem okay, not the boats, but the people on the boats seem in line with the others, and they also seem to be giving chase.
And that's also two boats.
Yeah, those are two boats.
And
There's about 60 feet between them.
okay, my second question is irrelevant then. Then I can only target one boat.
Yeah.
And I want only at first level I want to place my sleep spell so that the driver of the boat only is affected.
Okay. But before you do, they are coming in fairly fast, and they actually hit the side of the towers as they are approaching, so I have to roll damage for their boats first. That is Okay. They minor bumps into the wall as they move on towards you. And sorry, you are targeting them with
A sleep spell, but I take the one that is nearer to us,
Okay.
and I want to place the spells, the 20-foot radius, so that only the driver of the boat is affected.
You okay? So that sleep. How did sleep again work?
I roll now 5d8, and that's the hit points I put to sleep.
Oh, go ahead.
Ugh. Have I ever mentioned that my d8s hate me? 15.
15.
Yeah, for the driver of the one boat.
Okay. Yeah. So you watch as the driver just steering and then yawns and then turns and then turns and then closes eyes and falls down. Takes a quick turn, slams into the tower, and well, it stops as it hits the tower. So it stops the boat. It did not crash though.
It did not explode?
It did not explode. No. Weirdly enough, it did not.
Ooh. Uh,
Yeah.
Gred
So
will reach onto his back and take out his rifle that he's got there out of his leather pouch.
All right.
He lovingly taps it.
Just as you do, the half orc driver that you have takes a quick turn around the bend, and the others are having difficulty following. The two boats and that were further away from you, they actually hit the wall as well. So
I feel bad for them, but I don't.
yeah,
We picked
yeah.
a good driver in the city.
Yeah, it's the perfect driver. It's like it's like a DC 10 to steer this damn thing, and he keeps succeeding, and they keep failing, and
Trust me, as an old Shadowrun veteran, I know that we can always trust the orc cab driver.
But these seem to be minor bumps, and there's maybe small breaks and so on, but nothing really major damage to the boats. So, now I think I would like you to make an initiative roll.
Sure.
Let's see. Okay, so what did you roll?
I got a 21 with a 20, natural 20.
Natural 20, and that's... Okay, so anyone else with 20 or higher? More than 20? No one?
No.
No? No? Not a thing? No? Okay. Dart has 21 then. Anyone with 15 to 20?
15.
15.
I got
And
19.
19. Okay, and 15. Anyone with 10 to 15?
10.
10.
Oh.
Okay.
God, Andreas.
And under 10.
6.
6.
I rolled a 2.
Okay, so I still have to roll for that guy.
That guy is still there too? Oh my god.
Yeah, that guy. You all know that guy.
That guy is dangerous.
I know what I
Hate
know what
that
I
guy.
know I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Inconceivable, right?
Yeah.
Sheesh, but shit, that roll was terrible.
It can't be worse than mine.
Well, it's not worse than yours. It's only slightly better than yours.
Well, it also had advantages to go last or late.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. Dart, you're first. You go first.
Yes, I am going to point at the boat, not at any, just at somebody in the party. I'm not taking the time to figure out who and cast message.
Okay.
And say, if we all jump, I can make us land safely at the bottom. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. So do this.
And everybody nods in agreement. Because I think, besides Gred, no one is good at fighting in this group.
Okay, so you're all going to jump.
I will. On my turn, I will jump.
Okay, good. Gred, you're up first. You have your rifle if you want to take a shot at anyone.
Yeah. I'll cover you guys. And Gred will take a shot with his rifle.
What are you aiming at?
One of the boats.
Any particular boat or just anyone?
The closest one.
Okay. Yep.
Oof. And that is a 15. Sorry, yeah, 15.
15
Yeah.
just hits.
Okay.
Okay, so what your rifle is your...
So rifle is bad news.
Yeah.
It does 2d12 damage.
Then roll your
And
2d12.
explosive rounds.
Okay. Still gonna have a little bit fun with this.
So that's 14 damage. And then I guess boats don't make deck saves, do they?
They do not. No. Let's say it automatically fails.
And 4 fire damage.
So how? So there's how much damage? That was 14.
10 piercing. Sorry, yeah, 14 piercing
14
And-
piercing damage and
and 4 fire.
4 fire. Okay. For the purpose of this, you can see how the hull of the boat is just blown. There's a big hole that just blows out of the hull in splinters. It just goes flying everywhere. And they need. I'm going to have them make a. Let's say I'm just going to have them make a. Find their stats. There's maybe 4 on board, so 1, 2, 3. Deck saves. Oh shit. Good thing. Yeah, okay. So 2 of them just tumble about and then just fall overboard. The other 2 who are not holding on to something scramble about a little bit, and one of them falls down to the knee. The other one stays up and manages to catch a hold. 2 of them fall down a long way, screaming, yelling. It's like disappearing into the darkness below. And the boat also catches on fire.
Oh, yeah.
But those boats, man, they're tough.
Don't want it to burn. Don't make it out of wood.
And that brings us to Dahia.
Is there any way I can be stupid enough to jump from our boat to one of their boats?
There is a way you could be stupid enough, yes. Would you like to try?
I heard the word jump and I was like, yeah, let's jump onto their boat. It's a great idea.
It was more like jump off and then.
I know. She's not that smart. I would like to try and jump onto one of the boats, please.
Okay. You can make an athletics check.
Oh, can I not be acrobatics?
No. This is purely based on how far you can jump, which is strength.
Well, that's a 6.
That's a 6.
I hope someone's watching as I fall.
Yeah, someone is,
Yeah.
and you are falling.
Sure am. That's my turn.
That is your turn.
At least she adheres to the plan.
Okay, so the captain of your boat just takes another sharp turn, trying to shake them off. Just makes it. And that is pretty much his turn. And that brings us to Pix.
I think she is frozen.
Yes, I think she's frozen with that smile on her face. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's interesting.
Weird.
So, funny thing about that just happened.
She's back.
Hey,
There she
she's
is.
back. Okay.
Was it stupid that time? Okay, so there's still 2 of those boats.
There are still
left,
2 of those. There's still 3 of those boats. One of them is currently at halt, a bit further, but you can see that they are trying to wake up the captain, and someone else is taking the wheel. And
Okay, I would like to jump, but kind of fire a crossbow at someone, like maybe the driver or someone on one of the boats, kind of as I'm jumping.
yeah, you can do that.
Kind of a bit of a wild, like.
Okay, you're going to jump off the boat.
15 to hit?
15 to hit. Just misses. You see the bolt through, fly. Oh, actually, he's probably not using the shield, so yeah, it technically hits.
Yay!
As a reflex, he lifts up his arm trying to block the bolt, but it actually goes through his arm and into his shoulder.
Okay,
What's
so that
the damage?
is 10 damage.
10 damage. He's badly hurt after that one.
And I hit something. I need to panic more often.
And now you have plenty of time to panic and rethink your life choices if you take
Yeah, she's falling. She's like,
fall.
oh!
That was pigs, and then there's the evil boats. Well, misguided boats, maybe. Anyway,
The boats of an alternative morality system.
Yes. Well, one boat did not succeed in trying to avoid any towers, so it slams into one, and that is a lot of. Okay, that's fun. It's actually not that one. Okay. Okay, so that's fun. They try to. Some of them are carrying weapons that can reach your boat, such as a crossbow. And one of them fires, misses. Another one fires. It's probably a... Yeah, that is a hit. That crossbow is 1d8, I think. Okay. The crossbow bolt soars through the sky and soars through the air right towards your boat and hits your captain right through the neck, and he gurgles and falls down dead. So dead.
Oops.
Another bolt misses, and a fourth bolt Oh, actually, the fourth ball, the probably should have hit something, but they're like way. Yeah, no, it misses. They're so far away, and they actually get a disadvantage, and they shoot into one of their own boats and hits one of the guy in the leg, who yells out and tumbles down. I'm skipping over that guy because he's not actually he has nothing that he can use. So it's Ashtari's turn.
Hey, Gred,
Yeah.
I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar. And I strike a pose while I give him a point of inspiration and jump off the boat.
I'll accept that.
Do I have to do a perform check for the pose?
Yes.
Okay. 19.
19. It's a very good pose.
With coat and hair flying in the wind.
And the gurgling of an elderly half-orc as he dies and expires. Just imagine that. Just imagine that pose with the hair and then.
Just like in war times again.
Yep. Right after you.
And then he jumps off. Dart, it's your turn, and you just. Either you are going to save your allies, or you just got rid of 3 of them for a much higher score.
Yeah,
Well, I have the
you have the
plan.
plans, yeah. No, I'm going to cast Chaos Bolt at 3rd level at one of the boats, jump off, and then do Featherfall, because that's a reaction.
Okay, how many people can you affect with Featherfall?
Exactly 5.
Exactly 5, and Gred is still on the boat.
He is.
Yeah. Is there a distance?
60 feet
60 feet.
is the range, yeah.
Yeah, I'll allow 60 feet, sure.
Okay.
But Gred is still on the boat, so
Sure.
yeah.
Okay, I'll cast Firebolt, jump off, or Chaos Bolt, and yell, stay on the boat.
Stay on the
And then
boat.
do Featherfall.
That's why I gave him the inspiration dice.
Okay.
Because he feels good for a sacrifice.
Okay, so the four of you are affected by Featherfall, so you will not actually plummet to your deaths. Good for you.
Yay! And then to hit on the Chaos Bolt was a dirty 20.
You're aiming for a boat, so yep, definitely hits.
That will be 22.
22.
Damage.
Okay.
And it is fire damage.
Fire damage. Okay. Yeah, you hit the boat with a blast of fire that shoots from your arm, from your open palm. It flies through the air while you are mid-air and just hits the boat, shatters the side. The people on the boat try to shield themselves from debris, burning debris, in fact. and the boat catches fire. And as you just release that spell, you cast Featherfall on the four of you. Gred, it's your turn. You are on a boat. The guy who is steering the boat is dead. And you are you're still moving at full speed.
Yeah.
And your friends just jumped out of the boat.
It's typical. Always get left behind.
Yeah. So how... You're in a bit of a pickle, as they would say.
Okay. Gred is going to grab the wheel quickly.
Okay.
And as he does that, he reaches into his coat and pulls out this bag, which he throws in the air and sprinkles dust all over himself and the boat. This is a dust of disappearance.
Very good. Okay. The dust sprinkles all over yourself and the boat, and you manage to turn it invisible, I suppose. If that is what
Yeah.
it does. Yeah. Okay. Good. There's two things I would like you to do for next.
Yeah.
First, I want you to make a pure intelligence roll.
13.
13. That's good. So you know essentially how to steer and control a skyboat. So there's the steering wheel, which is fairly simple. You've seen everyone use it, and you know how that works. There's also two sticks, one on your right and the other on your left. One of them is to control speed. The other one is to control elevation.
Okay.
The next thing I want you to do is make a wisdom roll to control the boat. And since you succeeded in your intelligence roll, you do not get a disadvantage on this roll.
Yay. Oh, natural one.
Natural one. Okay.
Okay, then the inspiration dice doesn't help you either.
Okay.
I think we need a new Gred.
Gred. We hardly knew ye.
It's forward to go slower, right?
Essentially, you've actually never steered a skyboat, I think.
Nope.
Or maybe once or twice, but at this speed, around all these towers, it's very difficult. So you pull the stick for elevation, rising up, trying to avoid a bridge that is just in front of you. However, you do not pull up high enough, and the skyboat catches the bridge on the below. Because there's a naval word for it, I have no idea what it is. You hit it on the below, and what most people see is just suddenly the railing on the sides of the bridge just crumble off. You can make an acrobatics roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, that's another one.
Okay. Okay, so
Remember me, guys.
okay, so I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that according from what I can gather, actually damaging the skyboat is difficult, so it only suffered like 10 points of damage. Even though I rolled really high in the damage roll, it essentially reduces that damage by 10. So 10 left and suffered 10 damage. The bad news is you fell off the boat, just flying off front of the boat. Hit hit the front of the boat and tumble off over the bridge, and you take a good fall. So what we're gonna do is take a short break while I read up on what happens to Gred.
Roll some damage.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so after looking something up, Matt, I need you to make. I would like you specifically to make a D10 roll.
10. A 5.
5. Oh, that's lucky. You fall past a hippogriff.
Woo!
So there's a hippogriff flying with a rider. You don't really pay much attention to the rider at the moment of falling to your death, but you can make a acrobatics check to see if you can catch it.
Another one.
Another one.
Yeah.
It's a high
Acrobatics.
DC, so
21.
you grab the hippogriff by the leg. The rider is just suddenly, the rider and the hippogriff just suddenly pulled down, with you holding the leg. And you come tumbling down. The hippogriff manages to even itself out, but only just before you hit the ground a little bit. I'm gonna roll a d6 for damage, and that's a 4. So you
Okay.
take 4 points of damage. Just as you land, you can see the rest of your allies just slowly, featherly falling
In a cool
and landing.
pose.
Yeah, Ashtari seems to have held the pose for the entire fall.
I woke up.
Minus the gurgling.
What took you guys so long?
When you
God,
do
you've
things
got a hippogriff. No fair.
when you do things in style, you take your time.
The
Yeah.
hippogriff goes and flies off with the rider. That goes just roof. Yeah. You can still see the boats above. Gred, I need to ask actually, how long does the dust of disappearance last?
2d4 minutes.
2d4 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it has probably not been 2 minutes, so it's probably still active.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled. Would you like to roll for it, or would you like
No,
me
I
to?
don't mind. You roll.
Okay, so yeah, good times. It's you're still invisible.
We don't even see you.
You don't see it. It's just you hear Gret's voice, and well, okay. So in that case, the rider does not go or anything, because he's still wondering what the hell just happened. But the hippogriff flies off. Everyone very happy about that. So, you are all gathered again. You can still see those boats lowering making their descent towards you. However, descending on the boats it's not as accurate as going straight down. So they need to actually descend slowly, and they need to go around and turn their boats, and they need So essentially, there's only ever one boat that can keep an eye on where you are, while everyone else is making their descent.
So we can
should
try to
we-
lose them in the streets.
Try to scatter
Yep.
and meet up at the which place?
Broken mug.
Broken mug.
So let's split the party and
Like really split the party.
this because that always
Five
works
ways, yeah.
well.
Oh, by the way,
We could go off in two
sudden-
groups and not.
suddenly you hear a loud crash, not far from where you are. As you can see, you can make a perception roll actually. You can all hear the crash.
Oh, natural 20. 26.
21.
1,
14.
6.
5.
Okay, so anyone who rolled higher than a 10 can see can see where. Well, okay, everyone can see where the crash happened. Dahia can actually just turn her head just in time to see this closed market stand out in the street just suddenly go and it's just collapses suddenly from no apparent reason.
I like that.
And we hear someone shout,
Curious.
"Not my cabbages!"
My cabbages! Yeah, old guy screaming from the top of his lungs and just yeah. The cabbage stand has been crushed by seemingly nothing. But they will find out what it was in a few minutes. So, yeah, the boats are still descending. You are going to split up and okay.
I'm going to try and disappear amongst the streets.
Okay, you can all make a stealth check. Gred, you can make it with an advantage. Sorry, because of your invisibility.
Instead of a stealth check, can I wait till they can't see me anymore and cast another disguise self on me?
You are making a stealth check to get out of sight.
Okay, fair enough.
15.
5.
9.
12.
22.
Wait, I forgot I have advantage. I have the Boots of Elvenkind. Sorry. Yeah, 12.
I'll give you inspiration back.
Right. Okay. I'm fine with it. So yeah, eventually, you all make your way to the Broken Mug pub. Ashtari, Gred, and Dahia. You all reach the Broken Mug, but you do not see. You see neither Dart nor Pix.
Uh-oh. Anyone see data pics?
No.
Oh, and
didn't-
Gred is visible again. Surprise!
What?
Suddenly on the way, he just suddenly appeared.
I know he stood up, but I didn't see them.
Let's wait for an hour and then let's try, because if they get caught, we need to know what kind of leverage we have.
Yeah.
And I want to seek out quiet edge alcove in the broken mark and look at the schematics, what we have.
Yeah.
Okay. You are just you looking at the schematics, or you?
I think Gred, as a
Yeah, I would
tinkerer
as
kind of guy, can help me with that. And
Okay, so you.
Dahia,
I'll be watching. I'll be like
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
over your shoulder, but I'm not taking notes or anything like
Okay,
that.
so you can make an intelligence check with advantage.
thank you for the advantage. 19. I don't say what the other dice was showing.
Okay. So what you are looking at is written in code. So you in a span of an hour you can decipher some of it. It seems to be a device. It seems to have sort of elemental components to it, and it seems to refer to the Mournlands. But you are, even with that roll, you are not certain as to in what capacity.
Can I make a history check to know what the Mournlands
Oh,
is?
everyone knows what the
Okay.
Mournlands is. You remember the war that was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 5 years ago, the so-called mourning happened. Essentially, a catastrophic event that destroyed one of the kingdoms of Corvair.
The morning in OU and not OR.
Yeah, the mourn, like mourning.
Yeah.
In mourning. The thing when you get sad over something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's hence my confusion.
Yeah, sorry about that. The Mournlands is what is left. It's essentially the destruction of the destroyed land. And it is the main reason why the war ended, and the main reason why it hasn't started again. Because nobody understands the Mournlands, and they have no idea whether the war, whether it was caused by the war, or whether it would expand if the war would continue, or if it would expand anyway. So essentially, everyone is just too scared of the Mournlands to continue the war.
Right?
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling about this.
At that moment, Pix and Dart walk into the bar. You got a little delayed. But otherwise, it seems fine. It took you a little longer to be sure that you weren't being followed.
So,
what do you think? They're trying to get rid of the Mournlands?
no.
You think they want to make them worse?
Yeah. No, they want to create them and understand them and build them so that they can continue the war.
As a weapon?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, that would be bad.
Are there any candles on the table?
I've got one in my bag if you need it.
Well, I rolled a 20, so yes, there is a candle on the table.
I've got a tinderbox.
Clumsy as I am, while I reach for my mug, I accidentally let the candle fall on the schematics.
Oh no, the horror.
Yeah. God, how could that happen?
Oh, as the schematics, as you remember, is just a small notebook, and it does indeed seem it catches the fire a little bit, and starts burning when the one of the waiters suddenly splashes water onto it and puts the fire out. And puts his hand on your shoulder, Ashtari, and says, "That was a close one. It almost burned up. Would you like anything?"
Yeah. Thank
What
you
was
for
your
your
friend's
help.
name?
Sorry?
I was speaking to Ashtari. What was your friend's name that we met here last time? Kevin, wasn't it?
Kevin, yeah.
Yeah. K even, yes. He's buying, isn't he?
Yeah, it's all on his tab.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Another round.
Yeah, if K even isn't here, then I'm afraid I'm not allowed to put anything on his tab.
We are very good friends on him. He allowed us to
Yeah.
check on his tab here.
Make a
We're in the
persuasion
band.
check.
We're in the band.
It's not
20
technically not a lie.
23.
Okay, okay. He puts it in on his tab. Another round.
That?
Yes.
I put up the wet notebook. Could you please destroy the rest of it?
Sure. Right now.
If that is convenient for you and you can do it without another splash of water, then yes.
Oh, I can't do it without another splash of water. Actually,
Then go to the privy and destroy it there.
sure.
They have a fireplace.
Yeah, they actually do have a fireplace.
Are we conveniently sitting right next to it?
Just in case anyone was wondering, they actually have a real fireplace. So if you need to burn anything,
I'll go over there and pretend I'm warming myself and just kind of surreptitiously drop it in there.
okay, you can make a let's say a stealth check.
Okay.
So much trouble destroying one notebook.
16.
I know.
Got a 16.
Yeah, okay. So you throw the book into the fire. It takes a little bit longer for it to burn because it was wet before. By the way, the water would have destroyed most of the ink anyway.
Yeah.
But just to be sure.
just
in
to
case.
be sure, just in case you decide to burn the book.
You don't want the atom bomb here.
Okay. So
Yeah,
Right.
what we should do is make another one that we can give to Aldain.
Or we
Aldain, sorry.
Probably should have done it before we threw it.
Or
Well,
we,
no. Just one that,
Yeah.
looks like it's...
we tell him the truth from a certain point of view. That we tracked down the book. And while we were getting it, we were followed, and the notebook was destroyed in the process of us
Yeah.
fleeing.
I mean, we fell out of the way. The book could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the explosion, the crash, and everything. The notebook was just destroyed and not salvageable anymore. And we have tried everything.
Okay.
Just whoever talks to the guy needs to have a bit of deception.
Oh, I can be deceiving if I want to.
We'll soon find out.
I'm not terrible
you.
at it myself.
Suddenly the door opens to the bar. An old guy walks in. He looks distraught. Almost just ruined. It's just, you can see it in his face. He sits by the bar, and the barkeep offers him something to drink, and in a passing asks what's wrong, and the old guy says, "My cabbages." Yeah.
Almost a bedroom.
Wasn't me.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't tell it to land there.
Right. Okay. So
I guess we should go and get paid.
Hmm.
well, if you
Well, as we can't expect that we will pay it to the fullest, but let's see what we can talk out of him.
Well, he wanted us to find it. He didn't necessarily say he needed it back.
he
That's a very good point.
no, he actually said ask you to retrieve it.
Yeah, I guess. At least we know it's not in someone else's hands.
Right. Okay. So you need to make your way to the Rhodes Cross Inn then,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and hopefully he'll be there when you arrive.
Otherwise, we can send a message.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna admit that this is going way differently than I expected.
What can I say except you're welcome?
So, how?
Claire's fucking up the GM's plans since forever.
Yeah.
That's what we're here
You
for.
did not fuck anything up. You just made it different. You will have to make your way to the Rhodes Cross Inn. To do so, you can either walk, or you can risk taking another sky coach, or sky cab, sky boat, sky taxi.
I think I've had enough of those for today.
Yeah,
Me too.
let's do a nice walk.
Dwarves aren't made for flying.
And
You're not wrong.
let's keep an eye out on the sky.
Yeah. Definitely.
Right. So you are making your way to the Rhodes Cross Inn. To do so, make a perception check.
15.
Natural 20.
10.
10.
9.
6.
9 and 6. Oh, that sounds
We-
somewhat in check, yeah. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay. Okay. How many of you rolled over? Oh, well, pretty much everyone rolled over 10 except the two of you, I think. Ashtari, the things that you notice, everyone notices this. It's well past midnight at this point. Probably 1 or 2 hours into past midnight. So there are not a lot of people walking about. So you can see maybe the occasional skyboat, at which point you probably get behind the corner or hide somewhere just to make sure it passes without, or make sure that it's safe. You meet maybe a handful of people on your way. Ashtari, on the way though, you do notice something has been, well, following you almost since you left the Broken Mug pub. It does not look. It doesn't look human or humanoid even. It looks about like a fist-sized bug, just flying a good distance from you, close enough so that it could probably see you, but too far for you to reach it, and it seems to have been following you most of the whole way, almost. You also notice that in the moonlight it glimmers, or it reflects the moonlight. It doesn't look it looks mechanical.
Gred, Dahia? Dahia? We are bugged. How good are you at shooting those things?
Shooting, not at all.
Yeah, I'm good at shooting. How far away?
About 60 feet.
Yeah, I think I can reach that.
Okay. Are you going to aim at it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take out one of my pepper boxes and aim at it.
Okay. You can make your roll.
That's a 26.
Yeah, that'll hit.
9 damage.
Okay. Anyone else taking a shot at it?
That's where I am.
I will with a crossbow if it's still up.
Yep.
If I can hit something. 23.
That will hit.
That's another 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. Okay. The first bullet hits it, and you can hear it's like hitting metal. Um, you can see it bumps up and down or something, like it's losing balance, and then the bolt hits it. Again, it's like hitting metallic shield or something. And it seems to have dropped something. Then it tries to fly off around the corner or into the distance. Will you give chase, or will you...
I want to go see what it's dropped.
Okay. Well,
While
in that
trying
case,
to be
it
sneaky.
will just fly off.
Yeah.
Dahia, you can make a stealth check if you want to be stealthy.
That's not bad. It's a 22.
Okay. Okay. You stealthily make your way to where the flying metallic bug was before it flew off, or where it dropped that thing. What you can pick up is a cogwheel made out of copper or bronze.
Okay, so it doesn't look like it's important. Has it got any markings or anything like that on it?
You can examine it. Make an investigation roll.
Ooh, I've got expertise in that. Nice. 23.
Of course you have expertise in that.
I'm an inquisitor. What do you think?
It has some markings on it, yes. Essentially, just has the marking of House Kenneth on it.
Okay. I bring it back to the group and I show them. Yep, definitely being followed.
Oh, those guys again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should now move onwards stealthily.
At this point, I would like you to make... Oh, well... Yeah. You don't need to make a perception check. You can see the guys coming across the bridges towards you.
Hey, old friends.
And other guys coming from behind you.
Great.
And you can see some other guys coming also in front. And you can see a large shadow among them. And I would like to take a short break while I set this up.
Okay.
So we're going to take a...
Sure.
Let's say 5 or 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes? Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, grab something to drink.
Yeah.
Or something.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah,
Or a
and we're back.
warforged.
Yeah, we're wondering what the big shadow thing could be. So, um, yeah, you can see two figures in front, two figures in back, and three figures to the side. One of those figures is huge or big. Let's say big. Let's not go using actual size terms in this. But I'm going to have you turn your attention to roll 20.
Is this figure made out of metal?
You're not sure at this point. I would like you to. Let's see. Here we go. Almost. Just gonna. There.
Nice.
Much better. You're not entirely sure what it is, but I would like to remind you, this is at night. There should be poor lighting, however, the streets of Sharn are generally well lit. So as you can see, you are there. The gray area are the streets. The beige area is the dark depths of the city, where you can't really see the bottom. The green area are bridges that cross about 50 feet below. The red bridges are 100 feet below, in case you would like to make a jump. Anything else is a lot further. In front of you, assuming this is front, you can see a human and a warforged. Behind you, you can see two figures. You can't really make out what they are. And to the side, that is here, you can see. Also, you cannot make out what the two figures are. One of those two figures, though, steps up and calls out to you, "Hand over the book. We saw you take it, and we've been following you." And at that point, Ashtari recognizes the guy who's speaking as the elf companion of the potential buyer for the book, the schematics.
So what's the plan, guys?
Can I already answer?
Yeah, can answer.
We don't have it anymore. It was destroyed.
Well, he's not going to believe you, so make a persuasion check.
Natural 20 plus 10, it would be a 30.
Well, that was a very bad mistake.
It was an accident.
You can all make initiative rolls. And to speed things up, I've already made my rolls. And
I'm still trying to get into roll 20, by the way.
Oh, you're still trying to get into roll 20.
My computer's being a bitch.
Okay, so I rolled terribly for their initiative, so you're in good. So yeah, thumbs up. Hey.
Yay! I'm not alone.
And Cake, how's Roll20 treating you?
I'm still waiting on. I rolled a 10 on initiative.
Okay.
It's literally been trying to load since the first time I logged in. It's just a black screen at the moment.
Okay.
It's great.
The rest of you can still make your initiative rolls. So what did you... Anyone... So anyone roll over 20? No? No? Okay. Anyone between 15 and 20?
Oh, wow.
10 to 15.
12. Oh,
Picks
wow.
with 12. 5 to 10.
9.
10.
Also 9.
Dahia with 10. Ashtari and Gred both 9?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is
okay.
your dexterity modifiers?
Plus 4.
Plus 3.
Okay, so Gred first. Gred with 9 and Ashtari with 9. You're technically just a split second before him. So what did the rest start?
I go
What
on.
did you get?
I go on 3.
On 3. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
It's
And you thought you rolled
inconceivable.
that.
I know.
Conceivable. The epic fight that will conclude this.
It will be a fight in slow-mo.
Right. Okay. So I know I said I rolled very poorly for these guys. Pix, you go first.
Yeah. The pacifist gets to attack first. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. She is going to, as a bonus action, cast Shield of Faith
Okay.
on. Many more. On Dahia.
What
So
does
it gives
that
a
do?
+2 bonus to AC for 10 minutes.
Oof.
Well, that
I
should
like it.
cover the fight entirely. Just
It's
saying.
only worth it.
And then as her action, she's going to cast Guidance on. Who's next? On Gret. No, on Ashtari, sorry.
On Ashtari.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've got a D4
Okay. Thank
you
you.
can add to.
Only on ability checks.
Only on
right?
ability checks. Not on attacks. Okay, never mind that then. I will instead of that. So that I'm just gonna Sacred Flame something.
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 I love that. Just what he was there.
Human.
Just burn a house down.
Is that the thing I can
That's
do?
Let's burn some bridges.
I think we already are.
I'm gonna Sacred Flame the human kind of over here by the Warforged.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
So dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. That'll be a whooping 15.
14 is.
Yeah.
Okay, so he saves.
He saves. So no damage, I presume.
No.
Okay. So next up is Dahia with 10.
I am going to. Can I? Yes, I can. Can I? Oh, maybe I shouldn't though. I am going to throw a dagger at the human, if that's alright.
If I say no, would you believe me?
No. Ooh, that is a 26.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That would be 8 points of piercing.
8 points of piercing. Ow.
I don't get sneak attack, do I? Because I'm not
No,
hidden. But
No.
all right. And then can I?
How much damage? 8.
8.
8.
Yeah. Can I move to here? And as a bonus action, hide, please.
You can. I'm also going to point out these houses that you can see here.
Mm-hmm.
They also have doors. So
Okay.
there is a door here. There's a.
I don't know what's inside them.
That's the door you can fairly easily see. Down here, behind where you are, you can also see a door here.
Okay. I am just going to stay there and hide. I got a 27 to hide.
7.
I won't go
Yeah.
inside just yet because that sounds silly. And that'll be something I'll do later.
7. So yeah, the guard that you threw a knife at, he raises his shield to try and block it. The knife just goes over the shield and hits him in the right here,
Beautiful.
and he is in. It looks like he's in great pain already.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Psycho.
Good for him. Gred. It's your turn.
Gred's going to fire one of his pistols at the same guy.
The same human guy.
Yeah, that's 25.
That's 25. That'll hit. Definitely.
And 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage.
Well,
Damn.
max damage.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Damn it. Let's see. Let's try that again. Okay. Down he goes. Bullet to the head. And collapses down.
Alright, and then he'll fire his other pistol at the wall forged across the bridge.
Okay.
It's 18.
18 will hit.
And 13 damage.
13 damage. Pierces the armor. Shatters the innards, the mechanical innards of the Warforged. He stumbles a bit as it tries to stand up, and he is also down.
Oh.
They do not have many hit points.
Okay. That's my turn. I'm not gonna move anywhere. I'm gonna stay. Actually, I'm gonna move forward over there. Just see the corner, get a better angle on everyone else.
Great. Ashtari, it's your turn.
My eyes go black again as I start whispering otherworldly secrets again. that only that elven companion can hear.
Mm.
And he has to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
No.
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 Okay, then he gets, because I do it at third level, 5d6 psychic damage.
5d6. Roll them.
18 points.
18 points.
Mm.
That'll bring him down to... Okay. That is psychic damage. He takes his hand and just shakes his head. Seems like he's in just pain, like someone is screaming into his head.
And then he has now used this reaction to move away from me.
Okay. Use his reaction to move away.
Mm.
See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe. Yeah. We're here. Oh, and I'm just gonna... Okay.
And as my bonus action, I look at Dart and say, it's time to show your greater you with the spell that strikes through. You get a point of inspiration.
Hooray.
And last but not least, I move here
Okay.
with rapier drawn.
Great. So now it's their turn. This one will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to here. And I suppose let's see, what can we do? Yeah, he is going to throw a spear at Gred.
Okay.
The greatest visible threat, at least. Oh, that's terrible. What's your AC?
17.
Oh, great. So the spear flies just over your head and off down into the distance.
Oh, my cabbages!
It must really suck to be right at the bottom of this place.
A lot of garbage comes flying down.
And cabbages.
And cabbages. Okay, so these guys are going to move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna make a perception roll for this guy. It's probably never ever going to be enough, but still, nope, definitely not enough. And the other guy is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll be still not enough. Let's see. No, they're just going to... I think they're just going to dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And remind me of what Andreas, what does the spell do on his turn? Does he still have to move away, or can he move towards you again?
No, he just has to move away as a reaction, so he can't use his reaction anymore till his next turn.
Okay. So now he can just move freely.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is a perception roll still. Dahia must be hiding behind some barrels or something. Because
She's super sneaky, yo.
yep, she's somehow just staying out of sight. So this corner is the poorly lit area of this small plaza. It's mostly just lit around the area. So in the middle,
dodgy.
it's a very dodgy neighborhood.
Love it.
The middle area is mostly just not lit during nighttime, or poorly lit. So this guy goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At this point, you can more properly see this massive shadow and large, huge guy with, or girl, possibly, huge creature carrying a massive axe, something that could probably split pigs in two.
Quite specific.
Large, with somewhat of a snout and 2 big horns. You recognize this as a minotaur.
Yes.
Yeah, at this point, since it doesn't have any range attacks, he's gonna dash as well. Move up to here. So now it's Dart's turn.
I'm going to disengage and move there and do acid splash at that green warforged.
Okay. Yeah, in case anyone didn't realize the letters and stuff, yeah, those other 2 guys who were the other corner were are also warforged. Surprise.
So he has a DC 13 Dex save.
Okay.
Otherwise, he takes 6 acid damage.
DC 13. Natural 15. And that brings us up to Pix.
Okay, Pix is gonna cast Spirit Guardians. So she's gonna designate, obviously she can't see Dahia, but she's gonna designate Ashtari, Gred, and Dart to not get affected by it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 15 feet range around me lasts for 10 minutes. Any creatures in it, their speed's halved.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Yeah, that's pretty much everyone in this corner.
And if they enter the area for the first time on a turn or start their turn there, they need to make a wisdom save.
Okay, so everyone has to make a wisdom save now? Or are they just affected?
No, so it just says if they enter the area for the first time on a turn or start its turn there.
So on that turn,
Okay,
they have
on
to
their
make.
turn.
So on
They-
their turn.
Okay, on their turn. Okay, get it.
But then it's if they fail, it's 3d radiant damage.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, she's going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Oh, great.
Um,
I forgot to ask you last time. What does your spiritual weapon look like?
it's basically it's like a transparent pix. And whenever she attacks with it, she just kind of like barges head first into
Okay. Okay. Excellent.
So
Hey, when in Rome.
so she's going to attack the green warforge that Dart just attacked
Yep.
with it.
Okay.
As soon as she knows what she's... Wait, let's see. That doesn't hit. 11?
11. No. Does not hit.
Okay. But it's there for moral support.
Yeah. It's the thought that matters. Thought that counts. That was Pix. Dahia's turn.
I am going to come down here. Oh, wrong button. Come down here and attack old Bluey
Okay.
with my rapier. Oh, that is a 28.
That'll hit.
And
sure that'll hit.
sneak attack.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22 to damage.
How much? 22?
22.
Ouch. Yeah, with your rapier, you suddenly appear from the shadows and grab him by the... whatever this is called again. Just
Basically, the front of his shirt.
Yeah, basically just the front of his shirt or armor, and you jam your rapier into his torso, and through the other side.
Yes.
There is blood everywhere.
Brilliant.
And he just looks down and then raises his head with anger in his eyes. And is this your turn?
I will disengage and come back up to here.
Okay.
Bonus action to disengage.
Yep. Bonus action to disengage. So, Gred.
Okay.
You have a warforged up in your face.
I am gonna try and kick him away from me, like shove him back.
That's athletics check.
Yeah.
Contested, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Okay. So.
Natural 20.
Yeah. Okay. So you push him how far? 5 feet?
Yeah, 5 feet back.
5 feet back. Good for you.
And then I'm going to raise one of my guns and shoot it.
Okay. I'll shoot them. They are technically still a person.
Yeah, them. That is 21.
That hits.
And 12 points of damage.
Okay. So that's minus 12. Yeah. Okay, so you kick him away from you. Just with a scream, and then pull up your gun, shoot him. Very close range. Dart, you actually feel some debris pass over you, pass around you, and that warforged collapses on the street.
Nice.
I believe that is your. I think you have.
Yeah,
Movement. I think.
I'm going to try and move across the bridge.
Okay. At this point, you can also see an entry into this house from over here.
Okay.
If you need to get in. That brings us to Ashtari.
I don't like a minotaur with this huge axe so near me and Pig, so I try to give him a bad brain freeze.
Okay. And
Wisdom saving throw, please. It's 3rd level again.
3rd level. Oh, dang. Probably not. Even with his bonus wisdom.
Okay.
Wait. Nope. Nope. Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. The DC is what again?
15.
Nope.
$18 points of damage.
18.
Psychic. And he has to move away from me with his reaction.
Let's see. Yeah, I have it here. So 18 points. Okay. 18 points. A lot of pain. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down to the corner. He goes.
Then I move here.
Okay. That brings us to these guys. This one will move up here.
And any within 15 feet of me will have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Right.
Yes.
Sorry, let's start with that. Wisdom save is probably not good, but still. Nope, not this one. So
that's 16 points of damage then.
16 points of damage.
Radiant damage.
Oh God. Pacifist, you say?
He is one. Thank God not.
Yeah, her enemies won't get past her fist.
Yeah, this one's dead.
Clever.
This one's dead. And the DC for the wisdom is
14, but they take half if they fail.
No, natural 16.
Okay, so 8 damage.
8 damage. I also forgot. Anyone within that area had their speed reduced, right?
By half, yeah.
By half. Okay. So technically, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, yeah.
The Minotaur couldn't move all the way. And that's only while they're in this area, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the guard here, the human, runs up to you and, well, he made the big mistake of actually throwing away his spear, so he has pretty much his shield, I think.
And doesn't he need to make a wisdom saving throw too?
No, he already made it. He got
Okay.
half damage.
Okay.
So he's technically alive. You can see
Technically.
technically he's in pain. He's looking pretty rough, and he is just wildly attacking at this point. I believe it is let's attack with a shield. So that is without the proficiency bonus. What is your DC?
18.
18. Dang, that misses. That is just not good enough. Oddly enough, had he actually have a weapon that he didn't just throw away over the off the tower, he would have hit. Fun fact. So now it's this guy's turn, who moves up to Dahia and attacks. And what is your DC?
And 19.
19. Okay, so okay. That'll be a 22 with a longsword.
That'll hit.
That will hit. Did that include the +2 for?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That is with. Where is that 1d8? Yeah, let's say 1d8. And that'll be a 7 points of damage. And then he makes another attack with a short sword.
Cool.
He's carrying 2 weapons.
That's fine.
That'll be 18 to hit.
Misses.
And yeah, that's his turn. And that brings us to great old Minotaur thing, who will move 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't really get there. 4, 5, 6, 7 here, I think. And that means he makes a wisdom saving throw. And that is 14.
Okay, so he takes half. Yeah, so he only takes 3 damage.
3.
Yeah.
Excellent. And then he has a turn and makes an attack at Pix. And that will be a... Nine. Nope. Okay, I think he only gets that at the start of its tournament. We can gain advantage on. No, I didn't say anything. So yeah. No, that's 9. Okay, that's it. Everybody dies. Dart, it's your turn.
I'm going to move here and hit C with.
Wait, if you're going
Can I do
straight,
that?
you actually enter and leave his reach. So you can.
Oh, so stop here.
No, unless you want him to get an attack of opportunity.
No, I don't want to do that, so I'll stop there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll do the acid splash again.
Okay. Is that a ranged attack?
It is, yeah.
So you get a disadvantage.
Okay. It's a DC 13 for them, so I don't know how that would.
That'll miss.
Bardic inspiration.
Oh. Yeah, Bardic Inspiration, you have it. I'll allow you to use it if you like.
How would that would I increase the?
You can roll
difficulty check?
another 1d8 on the attack roll.
And add it to the attack.
But there's no attack roll though because it's a DC
okay.
check. Yeah.
Oh, it's a DC.
Okay.
Oh, they can
Yeah.
take a DC. Oh, right. Sorry. So I thought.
It's a dex save.
Yeah. Dex save. Yeah, right. Sorry. Magic. It's magical nonsense and stuff. And also, we're all tired. Fun. Natural 19. Sorry, I thought you had to make an attack roll for this. Okay.
No, that's for cast bolt.
Okay. Moving on, it's time for picks.
Okay, that was super quick. I am going to, as my bonus action, I'm going to get my spiritual weapon to attack the human that's standing here.
Okay, I should probably add something in to represent the. Let's say red and black. And do like. Say it's supposed to be more like this. And where do you want it? Here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
That's 18 to hit.
18 to hit will definitely hit.
It's the first time my spiritual weapon's hitting. 5 damage.
5 damage. Complete 5 damage. Wow. So
Please be dead. Please be dead.
as I remember correctly, you essentially have a transparent pix that just slams her head into.
Pretty much.
Okay, so your transparent pix slams its head into the human, poor human, who is thrown off the railing and falls far down to their demise, with all the screaming that entails.
Okay. And then for my action, I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt at 2nd level on the Minotaur.
Okay.
So what's that? 30.
Is
17 to hit.
is that a ranged attack?
It's a spell. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so that has disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Sorry.
So 12 to hit.
12 to hit the Minotaur. No.
No.
The guiding bolt just slams into its toughened hide and just dissipates without effect. And it growls down at you, at the small thing in front of it.
Hi.
Dahia's turn.
I'm gonna smack the dude in front of me with my rapier. 18.
18. That'll hit.
That is only 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. I'm so glad I remembered that I can actually write down hit points and stuff on Roll20 instead of writing it down on paper.
True.
And do all the math myself.
Is he still alive? Yeah.
He is still alive. Yeah.
I'm gonna
But he is looking rough, as they say.
Oh, do I get sneak attack because he's within 5 feet of an enemy? Of an ally?
Ally? Technically, yes.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna hate me because it's 3 6s.
3 6s. Yeah, that I am definitely going to hate you. So, okay. This is going to sound really interesting because you just slashed him with the rapier, and he was looking rough before, and he just lifts up his head again, ready to strike, but then suddenly stops. Dart notices this, that he just, he stopped right in his track and looks down. You didn't actually see this, but Dahia stabbed him a second time.
You can notice.
And he looks down at the blade, tries to move, then tumbles down.
I wave at him
And,
if he goes down.
he be dead. He be so dead.
I can't if she's right there. But I could if I go up here. I'm going to try. I'm going to move up to here. And I'm going to hide again. No, it's not the greatest hiding spot, but I rolled a 27.
It somehow sounds familiar. I'm not sure why, but it's like you rolled this number for hiding before.
I keep rolling 19 and I've got a +8.
Okay. That was Dahia. It's Gred's turn with a Minotaur across from him.
Okay.
Across the bridge. Which is actually the last thing that's of any... That's the last thing there.
Okay, I'm going to try hit him with a winging shot.
Okay.
On a hit, he takes damage and must make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay.
So let's see if I can hit him first. Yeah, it's a 26.
Yep, that'll hit.
Then he makes a strength saving throw DC 15.
15. He makes it.
Yeah. Wow, he's going to take 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage.
And then I'll fire again.
Okay.
That's 20.
20 will hit.
It takes another 13 points of damage.
13.
Yeah.
Great. That's going great. And Ashtari.
Hey, you cow. You try to look like a big bull, but we all know that you're just a stupid little ox, aren't you?
Uh-oh.
And you have to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw. What's the DC?
15.
I mean, he has decent wisdom traits. It's just no, it does not make it.
He gets 8 points of psychic damage because that burns him really. Apparently, this mockery
Yeah,
was
the
so
mockery.
vicious,
You
and he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
as you speak those words, the Minotaur looks up towards you. It's sort of like he looks angry at you, but you can definitely see tears running down his cheeks.
Oh,
That was
That made me
uncalled
feel
for.
bad.
And it's the Minotaur's turn. He gets another
No,
wisdom.
no.
No, oh,
I
sorry, you
still
have
have my
more.
bonus
You
action
still
and
have
the
your bonus.
movement.
Okay, what is your bonus action? Or
My
movement?
bonus action is Biggs, don't die. And if you die, we can heal you. You got this. And you get a point of inspiration.
thanks.
And I'm
Thank you.
here.
Okay. Now it's the Minotaur's turn. And he has to make another wisdom save,
Mhm.
I believe.
Yep.
And he fails. That's definitely a
Uh,
fail.
10 points of damage.
Damn it, he's taking a lot of damage.
Good.
But he also is gonna make an attack roll on Pix.
Run away.
That'll be 23 to hit.
I think that hits.
And that's gonna be... No, that's actually not such a great roll. But still, 12 points of slashing damage. No, sorry, plus 4. That's 16 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then he is going to...
Did you do the attack roll with disadvantage?
I did not do the attack roll with disadvantage. Thank you for reminding me. That will be 20 to hit.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, well, it could have changed. It could have changed a lot of things. Let's see. Ooh, that is a plan, I suppose.
That he's going to flee because his boss and all his companions are dead?
Nice try.
No. I did. This is probably the only wisdom save it's gonna get succeed at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it tramples on a falling ally.
Do I get an attack of
You do.
opportunity?
You do get an attack of
Yay.
opportunity.
Can I hit him with my hammer?
You can try. Certainly try.
I can.
Hammer time!
17?
That hits.
Okay, the damage isn't. Mm. 2.
Ah,
It's so cute.
I'll write it down.
It might be the 2 that saves us again.
It's true. That is true.
That would have been awesome. That the 2 hit points that he would have had left.
As the Minotaur turns and runs towards Gred, you swing your hammer towards it, him, her. We're not really sure. Them, and you hit them in the back of the feet, the heel, and it
Giving him a right good blister.
and well, getting hit with a hammer in the heel still hurts like the dickens, and you can see it limps a little when it crosses the bridge, and it just goes aye. Stops by Gred. It is Dart's turn.
How big are the squares again?
How big are the squares?
Yeah. If we have
Five by five.
5. Okay. So I'll dash then. And end up there, and that will be my turn.
Okay. Yep. Okay. That means it's Dahia's turn. Are you staying hidden?
I am staying hidden for now, but well.
Well.
I can get to here.
Yes, you can.
Can I attack him on the angle? I can attack on the angle, can I?
1, 2, 3.
I dashed as my bonus
dashed.
action.
As your bonus action. Oh, you can dash as a bonus action. Then yes, you can attack.
Yay! And sneak attack because yay. 26.
26 will hit.
Beautiful. That's what I like to hear. That's not great. 19, 11, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24
24
points of damage.
damage. Yeah. Well. Minus 24. Okay. You rush up towards the Minotaur. As you get close, you leap up, jump off from the railing, and jam your blade into the neck of the beast. It falls down on its knee, gurgling as it does. Then rises back up with the axe, lifts it up.
Tease.
I've seen that pose. Even had the gurgling sound.
The gurgling sound is, well, not pleasing or anything. It's gurgling. It's like.
But there's gargling.
Well, it's gargling, yeah.
And I've heard some gargling gargoyles.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Well, gaggle?
Yeah, I think they come from Argyle.
It rises up with its axe, gurgles, collapses.
Ooh! Yes! Sorry.
Well,
Sorry. You could accept it.
Yeah, I really should be using more extreme flanking rules for this, but still.
I couldn't move any further.
No, that's fine. Multi shot, like as if we care. Yeah,
I'm gonna wipe my blade on its body.
yeah, you still have to get it out of its body.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, eventually you do. Anyway. So yeah, I don't think any of you got any real damage, except maybe picks.
Do you
yeah, I'm
need
just gonna
healing?
do a quick cure
You
wounds on
killed
myself.
everything.
Okay.
You killed everything.
So,
Staying at that zone of wisdom saves was just painful.
Perfect.
Yeah, that helped.
That's very cool.
Definitely helped. So yeah, you killed everyone. Threw one of them off the tower. It's probably still falling.
I want to search the body of the elven companion for any letters, messages, thingies.
Okay, you can make your investigation roll.
Yeah, I'd like to
17.
loot the Minotaur.
17. Weirdly enough, he has nothing. Nothing that gives any hint of who he worked for. You know who he worked for. You saw him with the person at the fashion show, but he has absolutely nothing, and none of them actually have anything marking them as working for anyone in anyone. So they have
Curious.
nothing that sort of
Hmm.
suggests who they worked for.
Does the fact that one of them was a Minotaur clue us into anything, or is that kind of a fairly common?
Minotaurs are not really common as much as you've probably seen some. You've possibly fought some in the war, and they are commonly hired for as mercenaries, and you can find them often in criminal organizations as muscle.
All right, so that's not a clue or anything to
Not
anything.
really. No.
Well,
I'm gonna say, can I loot the body of the Minotaur?
Sure, you can loot whatever you find. You do find some coins on them. Some gold, some silver.
I hand the gold and silver across to Gred, because he's been paying for all the stuff. So I'm like, here's my share, bud.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's about total of 4 gold and 29 silver.
Doesn't even bother counting it. Just like, here, all yours.
Yeah, it's
Totally absolved for everything.
they're not carrying much.
No.
They have shields, spears. The elf guy actually had some decent looking swords, but other than that, the Minotaur had that huge great axe. It's much bigger than what you can use comfortably.
Yeah, I couldn't use it. Does anybody want a great axe? Anybody?
Yeah,
Anyone
looks
big
like
enough?
my son.
And maybe we should move away from here before the city cars arrive,
Yeah, let's go.
because those pistols of Gred aren't exactly silent.
No.
No.
We could always tip their bodies over the edge as well. Get rid of them.
No,
Why?
that's a good idea.
Fun. I mean,
Yes.
so that people don't notice that they're here where we were.
We'll just squash someone else's livelihood.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like carrots either.
Think of all the innocent cabbages.
No cabbage is innocent.
Yeah, down with cabbages. You see like a little band. Down with cabbages.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy looks a bit big. You can do it. Great.
I look at the Minotaur and I'm like, maybe we'll leave him. Maybe we'll leave him. Well, I'm going to position his great axe so it looks like he's tripped and fallen on his own axe.
Yeah. Would you like to spend some time on that?
No, not at all.
Oh, in that case, it will not be very accurate recreation.
No. Wow, it's like he's tripped and fallen and moved afterwards. That's so weird.
It looks like he stabbed himself in the neck, then fell down onto his own axe and killed himself.
Yeah, and he's also managed to hit himself in the heel. That's weird.
There's also must have bumped it while he was walking here. Oh, he bumped and tripped and
That's it.
dropped and fell back straight onto his axe.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And stabbed
bullet
himself in the
holes in his
neck.
back.
And there's
Yeah.
some bullet holes and
Old
tear-
injuries.
and some tears running on his cheek. Must have been a very sad experience falling down and straight onto the axe. Right.
I love it when things go idiot.
Yeah. So that was fun. Yeah, you can hear some running off in the distance. Sounds like it's coming towards you. Sounds a little bit like armor.
Should
Yeah,
we go
let's
to the
go.
pub?
Like I said,
Yeah.
let's get away from here.
Would you like to try that jump and featherfall trick again?
No. That doesn't work.
Okay, so you make your way to the Rhodes Cross Inn.
Whoever wanted those schematics is very much after them. I mean, it must be pretty important.
It's a weapon of mass destruction. Of course, everyone wants to have it.
I know, but like so many people know about it, it's not very safe.
That's why we destroyed it.
They need to up their security, is what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, what was this idiot thinking?
Yeah.
True.
You enter the inn. It's well past midnight at this point. You can roughly estimate it's at least 3 hours past midnight. And you can see in the corner, asleep on the table, with his face on the table, not entire, just didn't crawl up, is Aldain. Aldain is sleeping with his face on the table, with about 4 or 5 mugs surrounding him, all empty except for one. that is half full or half empty.
I'll wake him up by snipping his ear.
What? By what? Doing what to his ear?
Ah, that means something different in English.
Yeah, snipping is like more like snip snip.
Okay. Sorry.
Wait, you're cutting his ear off?
Slowly with my
It's a bit extreme, don't you think?
Wow.
Well, that definitely gets him back up.
I'll add it to my collection.
Sorry.
So yeah, you flick his ear, and he slowly wakes up. You're back. So, did you? Is everything fine? Did you retrieve the schematics for Ophelia?
First, we run into some troubles, but everything is solved now. But we need our money first for our own security.
I need to at least see the schematics.
Well, we don't have it with us. That would be unwise because we were just attacked by people.
Yeah, that's why I need it. Seriously, you have it? It's
Seriously,
safe.
do you have our money?
I don't have it with me.
You see, we don't have it with us either.
I get paid. I get paid when I bring back the schematics, and then
Paid by who?
My employer.
Who is your employer?
It's a company of some sorts doing
Who
some.
is your employer? Go high enough. There's always one person at the top.
I don't know the guy at the very top. I know the guy who hired my company to do security assessment and security and risk assessment. You can make an insight check.
Natural 20.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, he is being truthful. He doesn't know who is at the top. He only knows the guy. It sounds like he doesn't know who is at the top. It sounds like he only knows the guy who directly hired him, but he is definitely desperate.
Do you even know what Ophelia was working on?
I didn't care. I care about my company and success of my company. Do you have the schematics? Or is it did you really get the schematics?
We gotten the schematics.
Roll deception.
Well, we gotten it.
Yeah, but roll
did.
deception. Hiding the truth is the same. 18.
Oh, no, wait. It must not by 8. I have a... What do I have in it? No, a 20.
Nope. Okay. But but like I said, I don't get paid until I bring the schematics, so I can't pay you until I have the schematics. Bring to them. You can come with me to get paid. I don't care. It's just I need the schematics.
Well, then you have a problem.
Please don't say that.
Ophelia was killed
Okay.
by a group of gnolls working for House with those fashion guys. I can't remember the name. No, Gennis was the other house.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Why?
Yeah.
Urvel.
Oh well, because
House
House Vale wanted to sell the schematics to House Kenneth to get one of the big houses. And do you know what the schematics were? They were
I
schematics.
don't care.
Listen to me closely. They were for a weapon of mass destruction, for a Mornlands. They wanted to begin the war anew. What do you think we did with the schematics?
Hit them.
No.
Yeah, permanently.
Kept them in a safe place.
No one's ever gonna
Oh, no one will ever get their hands on them again.
Promise.
Okay, you don't get it. I need those schematics. My company is counting on it.
Maybe you should run your company a bit better than start and caring about what do you take in as work.
Yeah. Your security needs an update.
If I do not bring the schematics, I don't have a company.
Well, you can start anew.
I
Think of it like a change.
can't. Do you even care how much I owe for running this company? I put everything into it. My house, my work. I don't even have employees anymore.
Well, clearly, because you haven't paid us yet.
I don't have any money because I needed the damn schematics.
You know, I know a perfect spot for you which can solve all your troubles. It's called Petri Life. They will take care of your problems.
They've got a booking for you under Ophelia's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aldain slowly stands up. I will never, ever forget this.
And I won't forget that you wanted to build a weapon of mass destruction. Don't come ever into my eyesight again.
You won't see me coming. And he walks out.
I sit down and finish his drink.
Oh, in that case, roll Constitution. Joke. Sorry, you don't have to roll Constitution.
18.
Well, you succeeded anyway. It's watered ale.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun.
Wow.
Sorry.
They're double cross though.
Okay, so that's the end of the game.
Of this story.
I think Danny has frozen again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did as well for a while.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you for playing. This was interesting. It went, like I said, it went a lot more different than I expected.
So where did you see this going?
I was actually planning a longer chase with the boats.
Oops.
But it's fine. It probably would have taken a lot longer than expected. So it's fine. So yeah. At the
Yeah, that was
moment
awesome.
we have a gigantic mat. Or I have a gigantic mat in the middle of the screen.
Sorry for you.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a great story.
Yeah.
That was-
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. About probably just before this session, I had no idea what the schematics were. So
Nice.
it was just a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
But actually, when I told you what the schematics were and you were looking into it, they were not to make a device to create a Mournland. It was a device to reduce the Mournland and remove it.
Oh, wow.
Oopsie.
That changes everything.
Which in turn would indeed allow everyone to continue the war.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, Mournland is an evil necessity.
So now we need to have a one shot at some point where Aldain comes after all of
Maybe.
That would be fun.
I have nothing against continuing playing.
I don't.
Yeah, I'll have to think on that because yeah.
Because
Yeah.
honestly, with that storyline, you have reminded me why I like Eberron so much. It's
I'm
practically
glad.
the same as Shadowrun in D&D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty close.
Yeah, no,
So
I
it's
think-
actually okay. So I'm actually looking at OPS and the overlay, and since it's all messed up at the moment, we have Natalie where Andreas should be, Andreas where Danny should be. Cake and I are both at the right place, and we have
And I'm
Matt's
everywhere.
forehead where Natalie should be, and his chin where he should be. So
Who's the
it's-
Minotaur now?
So I was actually planning a lot bigger foe instead of the Minotaur, but then I figured it's like 140 hit points. They're never gonna finish that.
Yeah, stop the hit points. They can still be big and weak.
I first
Yeah.
thought you would bring Juggernaut out.
I was thinking about it, but I actually sold all my old Eberron books, so I didn't actually have any stats. Luckily, though, I sold them to my brother-in-law, so I could go and borrow the Sharn book, but I didn't borrow all the books.
Or you just could use the stats of Golem and reduce the immunities a bit.
I could have done that.
No, I
Also,
like what
but I
happened.
didn't actually also. I spent a lot of time thinking, how would they get a Juggernaut into the middle of the city,
Build
and
it.
onto the middle of the street without anyone noticing?
No, good point.
Money.
Money,
Through the
a lot of
door.
money. Through the door, front door. Yeah. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. I'm gonna stop streaming in about
Oh yeah.
1 minute. We're still
Oh yeah, we are still online. Hi.
We're still online. But now it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.